Alright, I finished Sonic CD. What game comes next? Wait a second. What? Oh, come on! So, it looks like I missed a game. SegaSonic the Hedgehog was an arcade game released on June 1st, 1993. 3 months before Sonic CD is released to the public. I try to release these videos in order of release, but I guess I accidentally skipped this one, so that's on me. It technically had a release in the West, but it was extremely limited. Sega didn't even bother to translate any of the dialogue, so the original Japanese can be seen on screen and heard in voiceover lines. And yes, this game actually has voice acting. Also, it played using a trackball of all things, rather than a stick or buttons, which makes it nearly impossible to emulate. I played through the game once myself, though I only got the bad ending. The experience was painful and you only have one shot to get the good ending, so I just didn't feel up to doing it myself. I also didn't get any footage of the gameplay I did have. Instead, all the footage that you see in this video is courtesy of Aaron Monroe, whose channel is linked in the description. Thanks, Aaron. The story follows Sonic as he is kidnapped by Robotnik and brought to his island fortress, called Eggman Island, to be executed. Sonic was able to escape, but found that the island was full of various traps and deadly elements that kept him on his toes for the entire 15 to 20 minute runtime of this game. But he's not alone. Captured alongside him were two more allies. One was Red and a little haughty, a worthy rival, while the other was a bit younger than his companions, but could soar through the skies with ease. That's right, Sonic in this game was teamed up with Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel, a couple of completely new characters. At this point, Sonic was still finding his footing as a franchise, so whether Ray and Mighty were meant to replace Tails, or were earlier designed characters later replaced by the rest of Team Sonic, we may never know. The game is very short, and despite having dialogue, does not have much story. After escaping their prison cell, the three fight their way up to Eggman Tower in the center of the island, which they cause to self-destruct before escaping. Eggman also escapes, but ends up crashing the ocean due to the Eggmobile running out of gas. That is more or less the entire story of this game. Like I said, it's only an arcade title, and not much goes into it. For the most part, the characters of Mighty and Ray are written out of the series going forward. Mighty would later appear in Knuckles Chaotix in 1995, but Ray would remain missing until 2018's Sonic Mania Plus, where both heroes once again had a chance to fight at Sonic's side, for the first time in 25 years. Timeline-wise, with so little in this game, it's hard to judge. Since we used Tails as reasoning to put CD before 2 in that episode, it only makes sense to point out the lack of Tails in this title as well, though nothing in here ties the game into Sonic CD or Sonic 1 pretty much at all. The following is more headcanon than theory, but in my head, I like to put it before Sonic 1. If you look here, Eggman didn't specifically target Sonic. He kidnapped him and two other nobodies at the same time. It probably still wasn't their first dealing with each other, as Eggman seemed to know who Sonic was beforehand, but it didn't seem to be a personal conflict, like it would become later. Instead of toying with him or taunting him, Eggman just straight up put Sonic into an execution chamber. No fuss about it, just another obstacle out of the way. But when Sonic destroyed Eggman Island, that changed. As shown by Eggman's last line in the game, "I will never forget this." The events of this game are the start of Eggman's personal vendetta against Sonic the Hedgehog, leading to Eggman later targeting South Island, a place where Sonic was already known to have friends. But that's just my personal headcanon. I wouldn't even go so far as to call it a theory. But for lack of better ties to other games, that's the best I can give you. Tell me in the comments what you think of it. This is really just a quick look at a rather strange game in the Sonic timeline. Due to being controlled by trackball, the game is more or less impossible to port, so don't expect it to ever see a home release of any kind. There are still a few cabinets out in the wild though, so if you see one, you should really give it a try. But that's about the only means of legally playing the game. And honestly, I wouldn't even suggest emulation on this one. Foregoing legally does not ever suggest emulation for playing games. I've tried playing the game on keyboard and it was unbearable. Aaron, whose footage I'm using for this game, played it with a joystick, and apparently even he had a hard time, though I'm certain it was still easier than some of the alternatives. With that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter.